So in the last video, we talked about the importance of learning Python and managed to download Python 3 onto our chosen device. If you haven't watched that video, I recommend that you go and do so first. So we opened Python 3.8.2 application and typed our first line of code in the previous video. However, there is a problem. What if you want to create a script that you can save, edit, run wherever and whenever you like, and all you have to do is run the script file on your device? That will almost be impossible if you use the Python application. So in order to create a script file, you will need some sort of text editor. My favorite, personal favorite and recommended text editor tool is atom.io. The link to download that will be in the description below. Text editor tools like Atom will allow you to write scripts that you can save on your local computer, and you can, save it with a .py file extension, and then you can save, you can edit the files, the script files without any hassle, and it's very easy to do so. So let's get Atom open, or your chosen text editor tool open, and we will first create a script file. So we're going to get Atom opened up. And so I'm going to full screen this, and I'm going to close all these tabs on the top. They have no point at the moment. Okay, so I've got Atom open, and now what I have to do essentially is go up here into File tab and create or open folder. Okay, so this is a very important step because this will essentially allow you to find the folder where you've saved this script file. So you need to know where you're going to save the script file. So I'm in Documents, Tutorials, and a Beginner's Guide to Python. I want to choose this folder, or I could even create a new folder here, and I could call that Python stuff. And I can't even spell Python correctly. Let me just rename that Python stuff. And then I want to select this folder, so I'm just going to select this folder. And you'll notice that a project view has opened up from the left, and it's got that folder. And so now what I want to do is create the script file. So I've created the folder where I'm going to put the script file, and now I've chosen the folder as well. So you could either choose a folder or create a folder and then choose the folder. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to create a new file which is going to be inside this folder. So I'm going to call this test. But you have to make sure that you write test or whatever your file name is going to be. But you got to make sure you add the .py file extension on the end, so the suffix. You need to do that, and that is important because later you'll see that when we're going to communicate this script file with the application that we're going to use, if you don't write .py, it's not going to run this script. It's going to just give you an error. It's going to be like, what are you trying to do here, mate? So just going to have the test.py, and I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to open up in this folder. If you have got that arrow pointing downwards, it's going to open up here test.py, and it's right here as well. And you notice that it is very similar to a script file that you find in other programming languages, and it's got the numbers on the side, and you can write your code. So I'm going to write the first line of code, which I'm going to write is print hello. Not doing it correctly. You got to make sure that you have a set of quotation marks inside the bracket. So hello world. And the second line I want to do is print. So it's going to print two things. It's going to print hello world, and it's going to print let's do some Python. That's what it's going to tell you. It's going to say hello world, let's do some Python. Also, you'll notice that it did that, so it's not very good with recognizing where is a set of quotation marks and where it's not. So don't add quotation mark. Don't add apostrophe. Sorry, there. So let's do some Python. That's what it's going to tell you to do. Okay. So now what you have to do is that you have to hit Control S, and that's a very important step, because if you don't, then it's gonna when you run the script, it's just gonna run nothing because there was originally nothing in that. So you're going to hit Control S. It's going to save that. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it onto the side, and I'm going to open up Command Prompt or Command Terminal or Command Shell, depending on the type of device you're using. So all of these do the same job essentially, and I'm going to drag this onto the right. And so you'll notice that it's got it starts off with all of this Microsoft bumbo jumbo, and then it's going to start up here where there's got this flickering underline thing, that it starts with a file path, and it's C drive users mutorials, and it has that kind of feel of the Python application that we used, but it's not. So you can try to write a line of code here. It won't execute it. So if I write print p, that's something I want to print p, it's not going to do that. It's going to say conf file p. Just can't do it because it doesn't know what you're doing. For the purposes of Python coding, we're going to use the command prompt window to navigate through our computer and find the folder in which our file is saved, and actually run that file. That's what we're going to use the command prompt for, to run that script file. So this almost acts like a file explorer. So I'm going to find out what is in this file path. So what's in the folder called mutorial. So I'm going to go hit dir. Dir tells you what are the contents of this folder. So there's Atom, there is 3D object, all of these things that you normally find under your user folder. So all of that, and then I know that it's my my documents in my script file is in the documents folder, and I can confirm that by going to the file explorer and going into documents, mutorials, beginner's guide to Python, Python stuff, and that's where my script file is. Now if you hit this button here, and then you'll see that that's the file path of to get to this folder. So it's in C drive, users, mutorials, documents, mutorials, beginner's guide to Python, Python stuff. So that's what I want to do. Okay, that's what I want to do. So I am currently in the materials folder. I want to go into documents. In order to do that, I need to use the change directory or CD function, and I'm going to write CD, and then I'm going to write documents. That's going to take me inside that folder, documents. And I hit enter to execute. And now you'll notice that you're inside that folder when the directory kind of changes, and then it's got that backslash and then documents. So now I want to see the contents of this folder. In my documents, I have got mutorials. That's where I want to go into. I want to go into mutorials. So then I hit CD mutorials. Now if I'm too lazy to write mutorials, what I can do is I can hit tab with a half written thing, and it's going to find the first thing which matches, I guess, the first two letters. So the first file that matches is mutorials, no other thing. So if I write mu, it's going to find mutorials. If I write m, since mutorials at the top, it's going to find mutorials first. But if I wanted to go to my documents, if I hit tab now, it's just going to go into mutorials. If I hit tab again, it's going to find the next one, which is my documents. And if I hit shift tab, it's going to go back and it's going to write mutorials. So CD mutorials, that's where I want to go into. And if I for some reason want to go to the previous file path that we were in, I just have to write CD followed by space and 2 dots. That's going to take me to the previous one, which is documents. So now I want to go back into CD mutorials, and I want to see what's inside this folder first. So I hit dir, and this is in Windows. So dir function is in is a Windows on the Windows command prompt, but if you're using Mac, it's ls. Just to make that clear, ls, and then followed by space, and then you will able to see all the things in there. So I want to go into a beginner's guide to Python, same way, CD, and then hit tab, and it's going to auto-complete that because that's the only thing in this folder. I'm going to hit enter, and now I'm in that folder, and I hit CD again, and I hit tab, and that's going to take me to Python stuff. And again, I can make this bigger, and then I know the file is in here. If I hit dir, and then the thing that's inside is test.py. That is what this is. So remember I told you, you got to make sure that you hit Control Save. So it's already saved, and Atom ER tells you that it's saved when there's not a blue circle there. So if I make any changes here, it's going to give me a blue circle telling me save that. Okay, so there. I'm going to hit Control Save, and now I want to open up this file. I want to run this script file. So how do I do that? So what I can do essentially is, now I'm in that folder. I'm currently sitting in that folder where this file is. So all I have to do right now is type test.py on the command prompt on Windows. But if I want to do that on the Mac, I believe you have to write Python 3. So you have to, if I pretend this is Mac, it won't work. But if I do Python 3 followed by space and then the file, so test, then it's going to work on the Mac device. So don't do that if you're on Windows like me. So just write the file test.py and then hit enter, and it's going to run it. So it's going to print hello world, and it's also going to print let's do some Python. So now if I want to change this, so that I've essentially created the script file that's going to print hello world and let's do some Python. If I do some change to that, if I say do some Python, if I say do Python, okay, and do some Python, and I hit save. If I want to run this script file again, all I have to do is press the top arrow, so the up arrow, and that's going to auto type essentially that file, that previous command that we did, and then we hit enter, and it's going to do that. It's going to execute hello world and do some Python essentially. So this is how we use the command prompt. And the command prompt, I guess you could think of it as an application which communicates to the Python 3.8.2 application that we installed in the previous video. So that's not that you need to do that. You still need to install the Python 3.8.2. It's not that you can do Python 3 without that. So you need that sitting on your computer, but you also need your Atom ER, Atom.io, or text editor tool, and you also need command prompt. Command prompt is acting like the application which communicates to all of these things that we're trying to talk to. So we're trying to talk to the Python 3.8.2 app using the command prompt to execute this script file. So run this script file. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. In the next video, I will talk about some Python theory and we're going to use this script file, essentially script files, to create some, I guess, some functions and some, we'll discuss a bit more of that in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe again, I'm saying, and meet you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.